Hey, gang, thanks for all the birthday wishes. That was super cool. You're awesome. I mean, we just have an amazing community here. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I had my first day off in like 3 weeks because I've been working on a record for a young artist. Her name is Hannah McCartney. She's amazing, amazing. But because she's 22 and she's just starting out in this business, I'm taking no chances. So it's been like 14, 16-hour days. And as I mentioned previously, pre-production. It is so important. I want to be bulletproof when I go into Blackbird Studio in a couple of weeks and cut this record for her, because, like, this could be it. If the way this business is, if you don't catch on early nowadays, you don't get 3 chances like Bruce Springsteen did. Like they say, oh, if he didn't have Born to Run, that was it. Yeah, well, you don't get 3 chances now. So I'm really excited for her, and we're really putting in a lot of hours. But I wanted to break down something about that for you all to give you a real inside, realistic view of what it means and what it costs and what the remuneration is for us. Now, you can't, budgets aren't what they used to be. However, it's expensive to make a record, right? And when I was starting out, I think my first record cost $6,000. Yeah. And that was in real studios. We just we did 20-hour marathon sessions and worked everybody to the bone, but we were young and we got away with it. You can't do that now. I don't even think it's possible to make a record for $6,000. And the other thing that's happened in the industry, I've noticed the last couple of years, and I don't hold this against anybody, but everybody wants to make top dollar for their efforts. So you're not going to get favors anymore. And I've given people a lot of work over the years as a producer, but just nobody's doing favors. Nobody's taking less. It's almost like they don't want to work unless they get top dollar, which again, I can't blame them for, but it makes my job much harder. And so this whole project, we're just cutting 4 songs the first session. And we'll probably finish 90% of it that day because I've got everybody scheduled very tightly. The band, the studio cats are coming in the morning. We cut it. We do overdubs, solos. Then I've got the horn guys coming in. I have a string player and arranger who's going to be doing it long distance, but we're going to ship him out the files that day, at the end of that day, and he knows he has to have it back to me within 48 hours. We'll also have the background singers coming in later on from 6 to 9 at night to finish their bit up. And in between, Hannah's going to do her vocals, going to do 4 or 5, maybe 6 passes of each of the 4 songs. Now, what does all of this cost? Well, I don't want to betray the people who are paying for it. It's not a lot, but it's a decent amount. Let's say it's probably a few thousand per song, including mixing, which, ain't too bad, right? But you just can't get it done for less. In fact, we've got the best mixer, in my opinion, who's going to be mixing this record out in LA. And he even he worked with us. But he's still getting paid pretty well, maybe not what he usually gets, but fairly. So it's probably $3,000 to $3,500 per song, roughly. And so, but my fee and my associate's fee, who's doing all the pre-production, all the co-writing with Hannah, we're all doing that together. We're working on our hours. And as it turns out, and this is important for you all to know, with all the pre-production hours, phone calls, scheduling everything, I'm going to end up making less than $10 an hour. Yes, that's true. Now, Would I change anything? No, because I want to do this project. I love Hannah. I think you all are going to love Hannah. She's amazing. And I don't think that anybody she's worked with in the past has truly brought her real personality and character out. So that I know we're doing this time. And I believe in her. I believe in her 1,000%. If she was my daughter, I couldn't have been prouder. But $10 an hour is what it's going to work out to be. Maybe less, because things are starting to chop into the budget every day. We've kind of put a cap on it, but when you start adding food and taxes and everything else in there, yeah. So that's the reality of the biz, to go and do it. And I would say that this is a pretty hardcore, trimmed down budget, like $3,000, $3,500 a song. I mean, that's not a lot of money, really, to get all of this, to get, 5 studio cats, horn players, string players, background singers, engineer, we have the best engineer in Nashville is coming in to do it specifically for us. The assistant is provided by Blackbird. Blackbird's an amazing studio. They also have a ton of gear that's really excellent, and it's all well maintained and it works. And they're pulling out special things for us, like a timpani we need for one song and a xylophone and stuff like that. You might not be able to get that everywhere, but the studio is expensive. So that's the reality of making records today. I'm praying that she gets it back and the record label's happy and we get to go back and make more songs. We're going to keep writing anyway because I just enjoy hanging with her and working with her. And the songs we create don't sound like anybody else, so that's fun as hell. And it's uniquely her, and she's a joy. So that's the reality of recording and making records in 2024. If you have any questions, let me know. I can break it down further for you, but that's the gist of it. And I was really shocked. I was really shocked when I divided my hours into my fee and went, oh, dear God. Now, maybe in the old days, yes, there would have been a little bit more budget, and I would have been able to get paid a little bit more, but those days are gone. And plus, you want to keep it pretty tight because, you want to keep ownership over things. And even if you sell it to or license it to a label, you want to be able to recoup. And if you spend a lot more than that, you might not be able to. So there it is. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, thanks everybody for the birthday wishes. I had my first day off in a long, long time. I am so excited. My head was ready to explode, so it was awesome. And reading all of your notes even made it better. So thanks, and let me know if you got anything else you want me to talk about. All right?